Friends, enemies, those as of yet undecided. Welcome back to the channel. You're watching Average Man Reviews, the show where I give my unconventional, unorthodox, and unpaid opinions on a wide variety of subjects and products. Today, we have something quite interesting. This is not a Nerf blaster, and neither is it an airsoft blaster. This is something in between. This is a gel blaster. This is the first gel blaster that I have ever reviewed, as well as the first that I have ever owned, so we're going into this completely blind. I have no idea what to expect out of this. Now, I picked this up on Amazon for 40 bucks. That is 40 US dollars. And so far, I've got a good feeling about it. I am cautiously optimistic. The build quality is really nice. It's not the best that I've ever seen, but it is solid quality. I'd give it a 7 out of 10, we'll say. Which, you know, I'm not a fan of doing rating systems, so that speaks to the build quality alone. Now, let's go over some features of the blaster, and then we'll talk about the box and the stuff that it comes with. So this, like I mentioned, unless I didn't mention it, I honestly can't remember, this is based on a Scorpion Evo, which is a very, very good looking submachine gun. The form factor is beautiful for these weapons. So I can't really give them much in terms of creativity because it's pretty much like a one-to-one copy of a real world weapon. It's not like a Nerf blaster where it has a sci-fi design or anything. It's a direct copy of a real steel weapon. So let's see what it can do. It has a folding stock, which at first is a pretty cool feature, except there's not a locking mechanism for the folding stock, except obviously when it's in the full position. So the folding stock really only serves so that it can be shipped in a smaller box, or so you can transport it easier, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. The stock also is adjustable, which I was not expecting. That is a very welcome feature. Now it comes with front and rear sights. The sights aren't bad, however, they do not lock in place. Now, they don't move, but they come off very easily. That also applies to the, it's not a foregrip, I know this, I know what it's called, thumb stop, hand guard, thumb stop, I don't know it. Whatever this little thingy is on the end, I believe it's a thumb stop. So the accessories don't lock into place. That's not a terrible issue for me. They stay on. While we've got the sights off, I can show you where the battery goes in. Kind of a neat little system. This top part of the tack rail slides back, pops open, and your battery goes inside there. While we've got it open, I'll show you, this is the battery that it runs on. It is a lithium-ion 7.4 volt battery, and it goes in like so. You pull the connector out, connect the battery, stuff the battery inside the blaster, stuff the connector in there, and you're good to go. Now, it has a charging handle, which actually does something really interesting. We'll get to that in just a minute. We have ambidextrous safety, which is nice. If you're not familiar with the term ambidextrous, it means you got one on either side. So if you're a left-handed shooter, you got a safety and selector switch on this side. If you're a right-handed shooter, you got a selector switch on this side. It does not have ambidextrous mag release. Your mag release is right here. You do not have one on the opposing side. Now, as far as the stuff that it comes with, you get one standard style magazine. Then it comes with a drum magazine. Now, I'm more of a fan of the stick magazine kind of look. but it doesn't look terrible with the drum. What? Okay, so that's how you load the ammo into it. That's supposed to stay closed. Now, speaking of the ammo, this is a gel blaster, so it fires, I think they call them Orbeez. They're little balls that you put in water and they expand. And I'm trying my absolute hardest not to laugh whenever the directions tell me to soak your balls. That's just one of those brilliant little bits of information that the manual includes. Soak your balls for 3 to 4 hours. So, what I was not expecting, the balls expand out to 8 millimeters. So, what that looks like, they come in a bag like this. They expand to this. This is one bag. It comes with 3 of these bags. I have no idea how much ammo that is. I mean, there's got to be at least like 500 rounds in here. It's probably like 1,000. I'm terrible with math, so maybe it's like 25. I don't know. But anyway, you get 3 bags of an unspecified amount of ammunition, so you should have enough to shoot for quite some time. You get the gun, oh, excuse me, you get the blaster, you get the battery, you get the ammo, you get a battery charger. It does not have a charger brick, so you're going to have a brick or some kind of USB connection type thingy that you can plug this into. It comes with a box that's really cool. The box is modeled after like Magpul style boxes, if you've ever seen any of their products. So the box is quite nice. See if there's anything in here I forgot about. Oh my God. Okay. I was wrong. It comes with 4 of these because I already put 1 in the water. So it comes with like 4,000 rounds of ammo. Also comes with a pair of safety glasses, which is a nice little touch. I could ramble on a little more about this, but to be quite frank, I really want to shoot it. So what do you say we step out to the range and see if this ends up being decent performance or not? According to Amazon, it can shoot about 80 feet, which realistically means it can probably shoot about 50 feet. Distance, I'm not so concerned about. I'm more concerned about accuracy because, frankly, I'll probably be using it as a backyard plinker to shoot targets. I don't know if there's even anywhere around here that have gel blaster groups. So, without further ado, and without doing any further, let's go shoot some stuff. So we are outside. My air conditioner is running, so I'm hoping that won't show up on the microphone, or if it does, it'll at least be rather quiet. Oh, well, thank you kindly. The air conditioner just turned off. So remember when I did that thing where I flicked the sights off to show how easy they come off? The front sight disappeared. It was eaten by the garage. I don't know where it went. So I've opted to put a airsoft front sight from my Crytek Trident because, well, it was handy and I was able to grab it, so that's what we're using. So we're going to start off with the target at 30 feet, and we're going to use the stick mag. Now remember I said that the charging handle has a really interesting feature. So the magazine works like this. You pop the back of it open, you load your ammo into it, it's essentially a reservoir inside of it. If you look, the magazine has a set of battery contacts. Inside the magwell, there are also battery contacts. So what this has is a little electric motor inside of it. And when you pull the charging handle, it runs the electric motor to move the gel balls from the reservoir into the feeding tube to put them into the blaster. Pretty cool. Now, as far as loading it is concerned, I just take this and just kind of shove it in here and get it filled up. That should be enough to get us started. Okay, so be careful that the door does not open while you're loading or it's going to spill the ammo out. Well, let's see what we got. Hello? Okay. So we got 2 shots and then it stopped shooting. I have a theory. This happens a lot with airsoft guns. They don't feed properly in semi, so we're going to switch it to full auto and see what that does. Good God. It's a laser beam. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. Okay. We're going to set up some different targets because this thing can actually hit a target. I just about blew the center out of the archery target. We're going to set up some stuff that I can knock down. Hold on. Also, one thing that I noticed, it has a moving bolt. Look at this. This thing's awesome. So I've moved our target a little further back. I didn't exactly count, but it's like 35, 37 feet, somewhere like that. So I've got a couple of things set up over there to shoot, some small targets, to really test how accurate this thing is. So we're having a little bit of issues with the feeding mechanism. Now I'm not holding that against the blaster particularly because I think it's a magazine issue and not a blaster issue, because we saw in the beginning it shot really well. So I'm going to try out the drum mag and see if maybe that works a little better. So drum mag has a little thing that opens just like the other one, and then you pour the ammo inside of it, and then it also has a little motor inside to feed everything up into the blaster. Not bad at all. So it does have some issues with skipping shots. It's not as consistent as I would like, but it is pretty accurate. Now granted, we're only shooting at 35 feet, but nonetheless, it's not bad. Let's move over to the other side of the yard and see what its maximum range is. All right, so we're going to be shooting at the shed to see if we can reach it. It's about 100 feet out. So I'll probably have to arc it a little bit, but there's a chance it might be able to reach. I'm not sure. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera because these are much smaller projectiles than Nerf darts, so we'll kind of just have to take my word more than likely if it hits or not. Let's see what we get. So, with a slight arc, it can hit 100 feet. That's pretty cool. Let's go inside and talk about it. Because quite frankly, I've said frankly a lot this video. I don't know why. But quite frankly, I'm going to stand out here all day shooting this thing. And that's probably not going to make for a great video. So let's go talk about it. So after action review, what do we think? Well, I'm pretty happy with it. I might be biased because the last few things I've reviewed have been terrible. But it's pretty cool. Now, we did have some issues with feeding. It seemed like it skipped shots pretty regularly. I think I would say about 3 out of 5 shots it would fire, and then it would miss some, or it'd be like every other shot. So it's a little inconsistent with its firing. It's moderately accurate. I mean, I was getting groupings about the size of my fist at 30 feet, which that's, again, well, actually 35 feet. That's pretty good. It's got some really interesting little features. I love the fact that the bolt reciprocates as you fire. Even if it doesn't move much, that's still just such a cool little feature. I don't know if the feeding issue is the blaster or the magazine. It's a really neat idea that it has an electric motor that feeds the ammo into it. However, when you look at airsoft guns, typically they have a gear and a spring where you would turn the gear to wind up the spring to make tension to push the ammo in. I don't know if maybe because they're using this different system, that's where the feeding issue comes from. I don't know if maybe it could be the timing is off on the motor, so it misses shots sometimes. I don't know. It's a little bit above my pay grade as far as what its issue might be. But nonetheless, I mean, it functioned pretty well. It was accurate. It can hit 100 feet. I didn't have to angle it very much to get it to reach out there. Granted, the accuracy wasn't very good at 100 feet, but it still hit literally the broadside of a shed at 100 feet, which is more than I can say for a lot of stuff that I've reviewed. So for 40 bucks, I mean, like I said, I don't know anything about gel blasters, so I could get just torn up in the comments because some of y'all are like, "Oh, this is terrible. Like gel blasters all perform way better than that. You got a really crappy one." I don't know. As far as me personally, I like it a lot. I mean, like I said, I'm not a fan of rating systems, but it's giving me solid like 7 out of 10 kind of vibes, especially at the price point. I've definitely spent 40 bucks on some absolutely trash products in the past. So, yeah, overall, I'd say it's a win. It's definitely 7 out of 10 B minus kind of territory for me. So, until next time, I hope to see you again in the next video. Thank you for sticking with me. Be well, and remember, if you can't stay safe, be dangerous. Average Man Reviews, signing off.